Prince Elian says women have been demanding the gov, get out of their wombs for decades. Trump and the Supreme Court gave them what they wanted, and they're still whining. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. I'm going to read the super chat shortly, and I'm also going to read the cash apps, but I want to talk about that shortly. Let's talk about that. Can we say the quiet part out loud, or do you want to hold on, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all want me to be absolutely, positively authentic with what my thoughts are, or do you want me to tell you what you want to hear? Just curious. Do you want me to be absolutely, positively authentic with my thoughts, or do you want me to tell you what you want to hear? Because I can do either or. I could be PC, I could do the thing that makes everybody comfortable, or we can get real Shabba Ranks in this. We can make it ugly. Shout out to Bubba Sparks. Shout out to Bubba Sparks. I'm about to listen to Bubba Sparks in a minute. Hey, all right, so listen, let's get to it. Let's get to it. What Trump experienced is what men, especially black men, have been dealing with for a long time now. They don't know that they're going into hostile territory. They know that it may be a little bit uncomfortable, but they go anyway, and they ignore everything around them and all of their intuition, and they go into hostile territory. And it's an experience. It's something that I think that every man should experience in his lifetime, because if you don't experience it, you can't grow from it. And what Trump truly encountered in its truest form on a national stage in front of all of the audience and social media was a woman challenging a man, and it wasn't conducive for what they were trying to do. It's not with the purpose to do something good or to then mine it out. That is the type of woman that already had her mind made up, and so her questions was geared towards trying to catch him up or be disrespectful. And this is what men every single day deal with. They deal with the level of disrespect that is unwarranted, unheralded, and 100% is inflicted on men on a regular basis. And we've become so desensitized to it that it's very difficult for us to see it until it's in its true form, like we just seen it right there. And so now the world is starting to wake up, and they're saying, wait a minute. Let me put some stop up in it. How can a woman that is wearing a pantsuit sit up there with a president, a former president and the presidential nominee candidate to be president of the United States of America, and right out the gate, don't say hi, don't say thank you, don't say what up? It's the same thing that we experience when we even open up doors and they just walk in with a bad attitude. And they come in all shapes and sizes, and most times they even pretty, and they wear butterfly eyelashes, and they have good weave. They pay a lot of money for their weave. What did my dog Quentin call it? The middle part buzz down? They pay a lot of money for their middle part buzz down. And so what Trump experienced, in which it seems as though he was first surprised at the fact that somebody would be so disrespectful to somebody that has accomplished so much in their life, instead of giving accolades. Because even if you want to ask a difficult question, what I've learned is the first thing that you have to do is you got to compliment. Listen, I appreciate you for being here. You didn't have to come today, but you absolutely came here. And I also apologize about the problems and the issues that we had as far as the audio equipment. But I appreciate you. And I also recognize that you've done some great things for the black community. This is how you break people down in order to build them up. I'm going to teach you a masterclass, ladies, on how it is that you can learn how to communicate with men, because you can get anything out of them if you communicate the right way. And so first thing, you build up, and then you ask the uncomfortable question. Listen. I seen that you did a lot of things in opportunity zones for black people. And I also recognize I'm an alma mater. My alma mater, I graduated from such and such, and we're very appreciative of what you've done for HBCUs, in which we've been advocating for this for a long time. Let me ask you a question. Considering that, and considering that you are intimately familiar with what we're dealing with in these communities, because it seems as though you've done more for black people as a presidential candidate directly than some of the people that we ask direct questions to, I think people have you misconstrued. This is how I would have asked the question, and he would have answered it differently. I'm going to rephrase her question. I think people have you misconstrued. You know, they say that you're racist. You know, they say that you did this. They say that you did that. I don't know if I even believe that. Could you speak on that and could you clarify that for the people, for everybody that's watching right now? Because I don't think that anybody has a really true understanding of who you are. Boom. Boom. Don't listen. Please don't tell me that I have to give a master class on how to communicate effectively, because communication is an art that I think that our women have lost. And this is why men are largely falling away and why you start to see a gender war even when it comes to politics. They're falling away and they're walking away from the whole situation. If you no longer want to be considered an angry black woman and you're tired of the stereotype, which is not even a stereotype, it's truth, then you have to change how you're perceived. I don't worry about going out into the world and people perceiving me as a pookie. I'm not concerned with people sitting out there and looking at me and locking their doors as soon as I start walking down the street. You know why? Because my presentation warrants a different response. When I walk into a bank, they say, "Hello, Mr. Daniels." When I walk into the casino, they say, "Oh my God, that's Mr. Daniels." They call me Mr. D. And I am more than my D. That's not the D that I'm talking about. I'm talking about my last name. They treat me with respect because I give it first. I'm willing to give it. I don't feel like I automatically deserve it. You have to extend grace before you can feel as though it's supposed to come back to you. And you get the energy that you put out. So for all of these people that I see online saying crazy stuff like, "Oh, he wasn't presidential," he returned the energy that he got. He dealt with it accordingly. That's what I need to see from our leaders. I need to see a level of masculinity that I haven't seen in the last 15 years from these simps. I thought that all hope was lost. You know why he resonates so much with black men? Because we can relate. Even though we are a different color than him, we can relate to going into hostile territory. A lot of these men, let me tell you something about our guys, and then we're going to go over to the next part of the show. I think we got to mine out what's going over in Chicago as far as what Brandon Johnson, because Brandon Johnson has thoughts about Trump. Let me tell you something. A lot of y'all are in hostile territory, and you looking for somebody to truly understand you in order to subject themselves to the same type of environment so they can truly understand what you're going through. Some of y'all are in such hostile territory, it's very much the very people that you land next to every day. Some guys don't even want to go home at night. Is grandma listening? Because I know that grandma is probably telling you something different. Grandma taught you to be a strong woman. She didn't tell you that your true strength was in your femininity. That's how you get everything out of them. You can't beat me. What you gonna do, beat me up? The way that you get the most out of me is by leaning into your true fashion, your true form, the thing that you're great at. It's your femininity. So many of these guys that I talk to on a regular basis, they go, they provide, they kill themselves for you every day, and then they walk into hostile territory because they know that you're going to be, and they package it differently, like that woman in the blue suit when she was talking to Trump. They package it differently, but it's the same result. And so just because you wear a pantsuit and you ain't got a bonnet on, don't mean that you know how to communicate more effectively. I think that that woman in the blue suit is absolutely a disgrace. And I think that black women need to hold her accountable for the disrespect that she exhibited and that she displayed towards a former president and the president of the United States of America that's coming. The only thing that she said that I agreed with was her first statement. She says, "President of the United States," because that's, she's foreshadowing. I think that our women, in the same way that men hold each other accountable and women say that men need to hold other men accountable, why don't we have women holding these women accountable for the level of disrespect that was levied towards our president? Oh, I'm sorry, not the president yet again. Towards 45, 47. I don't understand. Yes, you're right. You're right, Jennifer. He went into the lion's den and he came out winning, a winner. He came out with the lion's head, the lion's mane. Why do we have to lower ourselves in order to try to accommodate your disrespect? What do you mean he wasn't being as presidential as he could have been? What is a president supposed to do? A president exerts power. A president walks around with authority. It's supposed to be a level of respect that's generated regardless, in general, just because you are who you are and you hold the position that you are. If you've ever been to any of these meetings, if you ever been to a city council meeting, you ever been to a mayor's meeting or whatever, they call them Madam President, Madam Councilman. They just extend respect to each other, or they expect respect to be extended when they asking for a contract or they asking for something in particular. And it doesn't mean that the person shouldn't earn your vote, but it does mean that you get the energy that you put back out to it. Why do we not extend that level of respect? Because I guarantee you this, and I'm going to end with this, and we're going to go over to the next thing. I guarantee you this, they wouldn't have did it to Kamala. I have not seen Kamala Harris walk into a hostile environment yet. I have not seen Kamala Harris sit down with somebody that has an opposition or an opposing view of her yet. I have not seen Kamala Harris take a hard question yet. Not one. Trump will go in the lines and he go and talk to the black community, the white community. He don't care who it is. He gonna walk in with size 13 shoes and he gonna say, all right, say whatever you gotta say. And you're gonna get the energy back that you put into it. He take hard questions all day, every day. For the last 7.5 years, 8 years, he's been taking hard questions. I have not seen Kamala Harris answer or even go into an environment where they don't already give you pre-planned questions that you have to ask her. I have not seen. I believe that every journalist, of course, we know MSNBC and ABC and CNN, they're gonna play nice because they want Van Jones to be able to cry. I have not seen her sit down one time with somebody that may or may not agree with her, that ask her questions that would then speak to the things that the people really want to know. Nobody has asked her about the border. Not one person. Nobody has asked her about walking over there to Ghana and advocating for the alphabet community, and they don't even want that. Nobody has asked her the hard questions about why it is that she went through what she went through and why she lied about smoking trees to Tupac and Snoop Dogg. Nobody has asked Kamala the hard questions. Why do they treat Trump with such hostility? And he's actually been a president of the United States of America. And everybody keep playing softball with Kamala. If y'all really want to know the truth, then ask him the same questions. Keep that same energy. They finally did it with Biden during that last debate, and he looked like a fool. And that's why he's not in the race no more. The next person, the next journalist, don't look at it as an opportunity to just get ratings. Look at it as an opportunity to really ask the hard questions. I'm curious. The people want to know. We've been asking for the last 3.5 years. What the hell is y'all doing, and why was y'all letting people over on the border, and why did y'all sue Texas in order to prevent them from being able to defend their own borders? Why did y'all sue Texas? Why did y'all do y'all bipartisan deal that y'all keep saying that the Republicans was holding up? Why did y'all package it up with funding for Ukraine and Israel and Taiwan? Why was this a package deal? Why wasn't y'all dealing with individual issues and then y'all tried to do it on the behalf? Why y'all keep making taxpayers pay for people that make bad decisions as far as the degrees that they pick? If y'all gonna do that, why y'all not putting the same level of care into putting that bill and crafting that bill? Okay, well, listen, we gonna do student loan forgiveness because we liberals and we want to continue to win the vote. But at the same time, going forward, you can't get a basket weaving degree or African-American studies degree and then get $100,000 in debt and think that you're going to get your loans forgiven. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. How come it's not stipulations, requirements? Why y'all just keep giving away my money that I pay to the federal government to people that's undeserving of it, and then they think that you did it for them when it's really us, the taxpayers? How come ain't nobody asking her the hard-hitting questions? Ain't nobody asking the questions that need to be asked. Everybody is playing games, and they give you people that pop they twerk on screen, Meg the Stallion and all of these people, and Cuervo. Kamala. When y'all gonna ask a question, ask something that's of substance. You may not like the way I say it, but don't tell me that I'm wrong. You may not like the way that I say it. You may not like the package. You may not like the watch. Anton is too flashy, but you can't say that I ain't rich. Call me anything but broken wrong. Call me anything but broken wrong, but I'm trying to understand what the hell is happening in this country to where we so scared and we feel so fervent to ask the questions to the people that we don't like, but we playing softball in order to really understand whether or not these people qualify for you. You gave her your vote and she ain't even gave you nothing. You should feel used. You should feel, you a woman, you hypergamous. What if a man came in and got some sex from you, but then he didn't leave no money on the table? Men everywhere is disgusted at the fact that they keep on paying for these high dinners, and these women has got them programmed in their phone for food. This is the same thing. This is the same thing. Our interactions with each other is transactional. Our interactions, she gave you nothing. Your vote costs nothing. Your vote costs nothing. They already got it. They don't even have to ask you for it. And I'm disappointed. Let me just say this last thing and we're going to get to it. I'm disappointed.